Hello, hello. How we doing?
Jesus, this is embarrassing. Just me. This is funny.
Why is it embarrassing?
No, I don't know. It just feels like you're in the first line of. No, just 1 second. Just give me 2 seconds. Sorry, 1 second.
Yeah, you're fine. So what are you working on?
That doesn't happen often that you're completely alone, correct? There are not many. Usually there are like 7 or 8 always in here.
Yeah, usually. Yeah.
Okay. It's strange, isn't it? Like how many people you're like 400 people in there, correct?
Mm-hmm.
No, I'm just, and this is, yeah, no, I just, it's probably this problem exists probably in all communities, correct?
Here's the thing about this. I used to think the same way you did. I used to think it was a problem. And I really like dug into it and I thought, man, why don't people show up? Like this is crazy. I'm sharing, advice that I use to create seven figures selling digital products and services. Why don't people want to know this stuff? And so I started reaching out to a lot of the members and I started to um, dig in and see like what's going on. And most of them said, I didn't need to get on. I got what I needed from your program and I got what I needed from the community. So then I looked at it as a sign of if they
Strength.
don't have questions and they're not complaining about anything, then they must be getting what they want from the product.
No, it is a compliment. No, no, no. Yeah, no, this is true. If the product itself is so watertight and explains, and only you jump in when you want help. Um, no, yeah.
It's
I
actually a
think
compliment when nobody shows up.
no, don't worry. I'm gonna make it short, and then I'm gonna be go. No, but it's interesting. What do you think? No, at the beginning, for someone who doesn't think about this, you think, "Fuck, this is might be a problem." But in the end, you're right. Nobody turns up. Just I don't know how else to put it. Um, it's yeah. No, it keeps me connected to my dream. So I just have to get the cable from my son. Um,
Yeah. No, it's
uh,
definitely a different perspective than most people. Uh, I mean, I took the same perspective as well.
and it must feel yeah. No, I just feel like people don't know. Yeah. It just must feel odd, something like I'm here to help, and then nobody turns up. So that's I don't know. It's just like, but you're right. Maybe when the other reading that you do is perfect. Um, if the system works on its own, yeah. However, the life
I mean,
they
most communities don't do this. They usually just do like one call a week, maybe two.
that's true from what I've heard, and that's why I think you ones are so powerful because even with just 20 minutes and then you're out again or I'm out there, but then at least you have been there and you wanted to help, and people appreciate this.
That's right.
And
Hello,
people
hello.
appreciate hello, and people appreciate this. I
Mhm.
appreciate this. Um, you ask about what I've done. I've changed my about page from 88 clicks towards expats because just the title I've changed. If you want to, 88 clicks is my I haven't opened it for being afraid yet, but I'm still no. But just saying, it's like kind of targeted. The idea is I had this by accident, by the way, on public without even knowing. That's just somebody told me recently. It made me laugh. Anyway, I, I think once you say to one of, I don't know who was in the group here, if I don't talk about money, talk about profits. So I put school profits for expats and just to create something synergy because I'm an expat living in Spain. So I thought, okay, let's do something that we have in common. Because when you have something in common, then you feel like at least you can trust and like the person maybe quicker. So instead of just keeping it generic, I called the school profits for expats.
Mhm.
Now, the only problem I have is with, and then on the title, I kind of came up with this roadmap, etc. The only problem is because I've heard the phrase once, you don't sell. What was the phrase I heard? You don't on the subject line of the, not the subject line, on the right where you have on the about page what is about. You don't sell the process, you sell the dream or something, or you sell the destiny or whatever it's called. I've heard this phrase, but then this contradicts my situation in a way because I don't make 10K. So I kind
You
of,
know, here's
no,
it
let me
kind of
just
brings
finish
up,
my thought because before I had something follow me in the process, we do it together.
yeah.
That, but then this contradicts of the concept of selling the because I am
Do
a
you know what
nobody.
the real do you know what the real problem is?
Go ahead.
It's not a problem. It's just something you need to address and get done. And that is most people that try to sell stuff online, like digital products, coaching, and things like that, the problem is they they want to do that and they do it, but they've never done it. And so, like yesterday, Eli got on and he's trying to sell a digital course and he's trying to show people how to essentially get their school set up. And I asked him, who are some of the people that come in that you help? And he said, well, most of them are like fitness experts and things like that. And so I said, okay, cool. I said, what do you actually help them do? And he goes, well, I show them how to get their classroom and their community and their, look and feel and their about page and all that stuff set up. I said, okay, cool. And I said, so have you done this, for people successfully? And it was like, well, and I said, so hey, how about this? Why don't you actually just, and his goal was $10,000 per month. And at the current rate, he had this school of his set up to help people for $29 per month. And I said, okay, well, that's a lot of people that you have to get to make 10 grand a month. I said, so how about we do this instead? I said, what if we change your price to $499 a month or I said, sorry, $599 a month or $4,999 per year. And he's, whoa, going for, I've never done this. I said, so here's what I did. In the beginning, what I did was I actually just went out there and did it for people. And when you do this for 6 months to a year, you can charge more money up front and you can actually be extremely valuable to them because you're actually doing it for them. So
What do you
when we
mean
look at
doing it
things,
for them? Sorry, the terminology, do it for them. What do you, can you just, what do you
yeah,
mean
I'll give you an
for them?
example. So when I had a business with a friend of mine that we were selling this like credit cleaning thing back in the day. He had the ability to clean people's credit and all this stuff. And I was like, okay, cool. He needed me for marketing help. And this was after I had just moved back to Kansas after I sold out with my other business, which was the physical products business where we sold like nutraceutical products and things like that. So I came back, I started that with him. And when that fell out, because we just couldn't get aligned, um, I was like, well, what am I going to do to make money? And then I sat down and I wrote down my skills that I had. And I wrote down, well, I know how to do video to a pretty good degree, better than most. I know how to do image editing and posting. I know how to use social media and post and I know some copywriting and I know how to do email. Okay, cool. And I knew how to build websites. So I had these like five major skills that I thought were pretty valuable to people. This is back in 2010, okay? No, 2011, 2012. So I'm like, well, crap, I need to pay my bills. I don't want to get a job. What am I going to do? So what I did is I bought a cheap sport coat jacket and put on some nice jeans. And I went out to all the local businesses here in Kansas. little mom and pop shops like spas. I went to liquor stores. I went to antique shops. I went to little restaurants. I went to just basically anything you would find in a low end, low tier strip mall. I walked into each of the businesses, and when I walked in there at first, I would just go in there and say, "Hey, is the owner here?" And that didn't work too well. Then I started driving by the businesses, and I would look up the sign on the business, and then I would look them up on Facebook. And if they weren't posting on Facebook or they weren't doing any kind of video on their social media, I would immediately walk in then to their business and I would say to them, "Hey, I drove past your place here and I tried to look you up on Facebook to see what you guys offer and what you have, but I couldn't find anything. And so I just wondered, what are you guys doing that where you don't want to put your information on here?" I said, "Because I look at businesses all the time and see if I want to go check them out by looking at their Facebook." This is, almost 10, 15 years ago. So they would be like, "Whoa, interesting." And they would be like, and I said, "Well, I'll tell you what, I mean, um, I don't really do this for a lot of people, but I said, if you want, you can pay me, $500 a month and I'll actually come in here once a week and I'll shoot some video of your products and services and I'll shoot some pictures and I'll upload them on social media for you. I don't promise you any kind of anything. I'm going to help you present yourself on social media where people are." "Really?" Well, I said, "Well, listen, I normally charge, a couple $1,000s to do this. And I usually just do it for some private clients. But if you get started right now before I leave, then I can actually fit you into my books. Otherwise, I'm going to go, around and find somebody else and that spot's going to go because I can only work with so many people." "Oh, okay. Well, yeah, can we just pay you weekly?" I was like, "Yeah, you can go ahead and do that." And then the next door I went down and I was literally getting paid $75 per week to go to their business, drive several miles there and several miles back, go to their business, record them and coach them and talk to them to teach them how to talk to a camera. I would record the footage on my phone or on my camera. I would then have to go and learn their business. I would then have to go home, edit the footage, get it prepared, get logged into their social media, post it on their social media, put a description in it that was copywriting, messaging that would get them people to buy the stuff. And I would do that. Some of these places I would do it for $75 per week. Okay, this is insane. But I kept doing it and I kept doing it. And I, at one point, was getting people to pay me 10 grand per month to do this. And I had upwards of 40 clients. I got that business by myself with not a single person helping me, which is pretty stupid. But I got it up to about $45,000 per month. And then I literally couldn't handle it anymore. And I got some help. And then I got to a place where I had more people asking me to do it and I couldn't take on more people. So I just basically said to them, "Hey, if you want this done or whatever, the best I can do is you can pay me about $1,000 and I'll just break down my whole process of what I do. And you can train somebody on your staff or you can do it yourself." That's when I transitioned into starting to create courses. Then I niched down too deep and went into martial arts growth. And then I came here. The point I'm getting at is this. I would not be able to do this Make Once Pro, or I wouldn't have been able to do the martial arts growth and make, I mean, my first 11 months, I made over 880 grand doing this. Okay. I wouldn't be able to have done that if I didn't go out and actually do the hand to hand combat with these businesses. I
I,
wouldn't have had the skill level. I wouldn't have been able to
no,
talk about anything that's impressive or cool because, and I wouldn't even be able to tell you this story to help you, but
no,
I had to go do it. So before
I
you're,
love you. I
just
love you,
listen
Tom, but
before you
I can't
talk.
translate
Just
this.
listen before you talk. If you will go do the work for people, then you'll have actually something cool to talk about. And you won't be trying to figure out, well, what do I say in my headline? What do I say on my about page? How do I create a sales video? You won't say that stuff because you'll know what you actually did. You need to go get the skills first before you try to coach and teach somebody those skills. So it usually goes done for you, where you're doing the work for somebody and you're getting the experience and you're getting the power and you're getting the knowledge and you're getting the system. Because every time I went to another client, I would kind of do the same thing. Pretty soon I had this pattern and rhythm of how I would do things. After you go from done for you, then it transitions into done with you. So now you're not actually doing the work, you're doing the work with them. You're teaching them alongside them. You're still in kind of a live environment doing it with them, kind of like what we're doing now to a degree. But you're coaching them what to do with them, and you can help them if you need to. Then it goes to do it yourself. Okay. Now, the highest paying of those three things is the done for you because, and it's the highest, easiest thing to sell, by the way, too. Most people in my community at Make Once Pro that are not experts at what they do, they're just trying to get into that game. They're trying to coach online. They're trying to have an online business, but they've never actually really done that stuff yet. But they're trying to actually teach it and build a course and all that stuff, which is really why a lot of people have imposter syndrome. The truth is, if they would just go do it for 90 days and get some actual, like in the trenches, like action, number one, they would make way more money. You could get to 10 grand a month so fast if you did what I told Eli to do yesterday, which was charge 599 bucks a month or $4,999 a year and tell people I can only take on 25 clients per month. Now you have built-in urgency, you have built-in scarcity. And guess what? Now you literally have a super valuable offer because you're going to tell people, hey, I will actually work with you one-on-one on Zoom and help you set up XYZ and do XYZ, and I'll actually help you and I'll actually coach you. You can record all of that, and now you have actual proof. You have actual experience, and you're learning from doing, and just do the math. 25 people is a lot easier to get than hundreds or thousands. And there's 30 days in a month. So you even get some days off. But each day you could work with one of those clients. You could schedule them each day, every day, and work with them for 1 hour a day. Every day it goes a new day or a new hour or whatever. And you could also do a group coaching call with them so that they can work together and you can learn in a group setting as well. But you could have 25 clients, limit it to 25, no more, so that you can work with each of them for a full day if you wanted. And you could charge 599 bucks a month per person. That's going to be over 10 grand a month. 20 people's 10 grand at 599 a month. It's actually more than that. Okay. So if you think about it, you're going to be working with less people. You're going to be getting the experience. You're going to have stories to tell every single day of what you did, just like I'm telling you the story of the guy yesterday. And then you actually have something cool to talk about. You actually have something where you have power, proof, and ability. You'll make more money faster. Then you can go and take what it is that you know, productize it into a coaching service that you can make once and sell over and over and over again. The problem is people are not getting experience first. And so they struggle. They feel like an imposter. And here's the beautiful thing about it. People are lazy. People don't want to work. That's why they want to do the online coaching business model. But the problem is they got to go out and do the work first to get the actual notches in the belt to be able to do this and teach this stuff. But that's where you can actually dominate, because when it comes down to what you actually need to make this work, most people aren't willing to do, although it's extremely simple to do.
And if somebody is hardworking and wants to do it that way, what would be like a 1 hour a day, every day we do it together? Like you were sitting when you were alone when I came in and we do it together. Nobody else going to be there.
That's right.
Sorry, I just want to translate this in kind of practical terms. It's like when I came in and you were just there, we do it together. Nobody else going to be there. We work on this together because nowadays being live, you can do stuff at the same time. So you have your page open, I have it open, we fix it together, we research together the best tags. That's the concept behind it? Because in your example of you have physically had to go to the shop, you were going back, uploading the picture. But nowadays, correct me if I'm talking bullshit, you don't need that because I'm not going to a shop to have tech interviews, but we could even have an interview together and record this on Zoom and then use that as a content.
When people pay me $9,800 when they pay me the $9,800 one time, which is a really stupid offer on my part because I'm giving them lifetime access to me. And when those people pay me that, okay, I just get on Zoom with them one on one. And sometimes we'll work for 6 hours straight. I won't even get out of my chair. And I will literally work with them and I will help them create their content, their VSL, their emails. Um, and I've done this with more than 100 people inside of Make Ones Pro already. Like I do this all the time because it's the highest service level I can provide. If you've ever heard of Frank Kern, he's a pretty popular fella in this space. He literally did a post the other day inside of the school community. He said, I don't teach people how to do this. I'm a grumpy old man and I don't have time or the patience to do that. I just have them pay me and I just do it for them. Nothing will beat done for you. Nothing will beat done with you. There's no course that's going to beat me getting on with you privately and sitting down here on Zoom and us diving deep into each and every section of what you do. This is why we're doing the mastermind. Because the results I can get somebody in a week or in 30 days is unmatched anywhere else. So what happens here is then I can actually get them the results very quickly, which they love. They have to do very little lifting. It's extremely valuable to them. You get outrageous testimonials from it. They will literally, I've had people call my $9,800 clients and literally call them on the phone. He's like, I don't care. You just tell them to call me. I'll tell them the truth. And they call my 9,800 clients and they call me back with their credit card. There's nothing that beats that. Imagine if today you and I just set out today and for 4 hours straight, I just worked with you, Rainer, on helping you set up your about page by creating the video, everything that you'd want to say. And then tomorrow we would get together and I'd help you with your email sequence for 4.5, 5 hours. And I'd literally help you exactly what to write. That is how you make a lot of money real quick. But here's what happens. The demand outruns the supply. And that's when you create a program. That's when you create a course because you tell them, I physically cannot do it. I'm maxed out with my private clients. So if you want my information, you can join my program for $49 a month or XYZ dollars a month. And I will give you everything that I'm doing. You're just going to have to do it yourself. Or you can wait till we get on the weekly coaching call and you can ask your questions to me then. That's all I can do at this point because I'm maxed out. How impressive is that?
No,
That's
my
that's
brain
how
is
you do
exploding.
this.
And how do you limit the hours? Do you put a limit at all, or do you
Yes,
just so what would it practically mean? You would say, I give you every day 2 hours, or I give you once a week five. How would this
I
help?
I think that in a good working session, first off, it doesn't matter what you do or how you do it. There's a warm-up period. Okay. There's about a 30-minute warm-up period, no matter how you do it. So there's 30 minutes just burned off just to get warmed up. Okay. So then once you get into the work, you're going to need at least a couple good hours to like really get in and like get into deep work, focus work. And so I think 3 hours is a great daily workload. And in 3 hours a day working with them, you can, again, you will increase the price. Okay. Because if you think about it, um, it's really not that much money. And what I'll do is in a work day, typically I would just try to do one client per day. Okay. When I do my 9,800, very seldom do I get two of them a day that I book. Depends on the work that we're doing. And we both have a schedule. So what we do is we create a Google Doc with each other and we have basically, here's what we need to get done. And then we just itemize that list and we work down that list. And then at the end, when we get done, then there's a whole nother period and this is where they can pay you annually or they can pay you monthly. But once we get it built, then there's a whole nother period of now we got to work out the kinks. We've got to sand down the edges. We've got to make sure that we've got things in the right place. We've got to optimize. We got to practice. We got to work together and figure this out. And that's what you do with people. Now, what this does for you is it gives you really big boy bragging rights because you actually know what you're doing. You're actually learning what the market really needs because you're actually hand-to-hand combat with them and you know how to defend against the punch, right? And you also know how to talk in ways that they just don't understand how you can talk to them so intrinsically and how you can just know the thoughts in their head. Well, it's because you literally get in there and work with them tight like that. This is the actual natural progression that happens out there. You don't see somebody coaching that has never done the thing or at least spent massive amounts of time researching and doing and like, in the trenches work, whether you're doing the, like a good example of this is in sports. Michael Jordan's coaches, okay, could not play basketball like Michael Jordan. So how are they able to coach him like that? Well, they
Mhm.
are very, very specific in their knowledge, and all they focus and research and dive into and learn about is dribbling or shooting three pointers. And so they study massive amounts of film. Every dynamic you could imagine, they spend years and years studying to be able to teach and coach in this way. Okay, well, if you've never done that in this particular industry, no wonder you have imposter syndrome. No wonder you feel like it's weird, or no wonder you don't feel right about selling it or talking on video because you've never done it. That's the problem that you see across the board on social media is you got these coaches out there, they go rent a Lamborghini and stand in front of a cool house and they take a video talking about look what I've accomplished and they've not done shit. And this is where it gets a bad rap in the industry. Whereas I like to sit in my room with my fake plants and bad lighting and actually know what the hell I'm doing because for the last 15 years I've been in and still to this day am in hand-to-hand combat, literally meeting with people, setting with them on roofs and talking with them and working with them and building their websites and helping them do this shit. There's the big difference. Some people can talk about it, some people can be about it. But the thing that you really want is you do want that experience because it will separate you instantaneously in the industry. And you will feel so confident. You won't need to go to Chat GPT to look up headlines. You can, and you'll be really good at it, and it'll be 100 times more effective for you because you already know what it needs to be.
So you could have a plan where you say every week for 3 hours we do it together. So
Hmm.
done with you. What is the terminology? Done for you. We do it together, and and then you have like every week, every Monday, you agree whatever time you do 3 hours, and then you do the whole work out the best
The
message
way it
for.
actually works out is this. You set up a Calendly calendar, okay? And in Calendly, which is like 15 bucks a month,
Mhm.
you parse out and you put in the days that you want to work. Okay. So Monday through Friday. And on Monday through Friday, you pick 3 hour blocks that you open up in your schedule. Okay. When people join, what you do is everybody gets their initial first 3 hour block, right? So when they join, if you don't let it go past 25 people because there's 30 days in a month, everybody would get at least one of your days out of that month that you can work with your client for 3 to 4 hours. Sometimes it goes longer. Sometimes you set it out for 3 hours. I've set it out for 3 hours, and sometimes it's 8 hours later. Hey, I got to go to the restroom. I'll be back. And we come back and we get it done. But that one day holds them down for a whole month or 2 months. Sometimes we're done in one day. Now, here's the other thing. Once you have that calendar in place, there is a link inside of your school over there underneath your banner picture where you can put links. You put your Calendly link. They click on that and they can choose days because it doesn't matter. I'm doing work every day. It doesn't matter if it's in person. It doesn't matter if it's one-on-one. It doesn't matter if it's with you in a group setting. It doesn't matter. I'm doing the same work every day. Attract, convert, deliver. I'm helping people and coaching them on how to sell their information online with an online education business. That's what I do. That's my specialty, right? So in that way, I'm doing the same thing every single day, no matter what. Okay, cool. I just open the schedule up and I just, hey, if you want that spot, it's available. It's first come, first serve. And then you look on your Google Calendar because it sends you an email. Calendly sends you an email. Google Calendar sends you an email. You ain't gonna miss it. And in your email, I never let them schedule more than a day out, right? So they can't like I can't just get bombarded here in the next few minutes and somebody pops a schedule on me. They have it's a period where, and you set this up in Calendly. It's very, very, very simple. You set it up in Calendly where you at least have a 2 hour leeway before somebody can schedule and pop you in there, just so you're not, you don't want this to be uncomfortable and crazy because you have to be able to help them. So you just let them schedule you the day before or 24 hours in advance. You know, oh, I'm working with Todd tomorrow at 2:30. Excellent. Cool. I remember what we were working on because I have a Google Doc file of what we're doing because I have 25 clients. You're making, I mean, do the math here. 25, what is it? 25 clients. If you can hit me up ahead of time, $599 a month times 25, that's $14,975 a month, and you're working 3 hours a day. Okay. So that's not a bad wage, really. And what happens is you can do that as long as you want. You can do that indefinitely. But what will happen is you'll just naturally, the progression and evolution of what will happen is you will naturally want, it will naturally make more sense to create to create the actual course and system that you use, because then you'll be able to help more people and you'll have it so crystal clear that you can teach them, and it actually is better for them to have that because now they can go back and listen to it over and over and over again. The problem in one-to-one coaching is, well, not so much more today anyway, is you couldn't record it and go back. Whatever they said during that session, if you didn't grab it or take notes, well, that's tough cookies. Today you have a lot more power, a lot more ability. But then after working with 25 clients for 6 to 9 months or a year or more, not only have you made almost 200,000 plus dollars in a year, which is pretty good as far as the people I know. Okay. You also have this incredible new ability. You have this incredible experience. You have incredible stories to share. You have incredible proof and authority. And boom, you did it. That's what you do. Then you can go teach in a damn course on it. Right now, the reason why you want to, you feel so weird about doing this and it feels so weird is because you're not qualified yet. You haven't got you haven't got the outcomes yet, the outputs that are necessary to provide the proof to show that you actually know what you're doing. And that's why this feels so weird. But if you just go do it, you're going to make a bunch of, yeah, well, it's okay.
No, no,
We all
no, no,
did
no, no.
it.
I needed to. It's like when the doctor says you haven't done your diet. Like I feel like no, I agree. No, it's like shut up and just listen. No, I like it. You're right. You're right. You're right. I like the approach. So you would work just to understand it with each client 1 day a month or weekly, every week the same client, so that they have that the time period between one session and the next one is not so far away. Or and then you set up the you
You let
agree.
them know in the onboarding when they join, and prior to the onboarding, they'll know this too, because this is going to be part of what makes them want to do this. Is here's how this works. As soon as you join, I do a live onboarding session with you, and we get your details laid out. I've got a lot of templates. I've got things pretty close here. We'll see where you're at. We'll make sure that you're a good fit, and yada yada yada. This is when they come in. You're sending them to a landing page. They're opting in with you, and they got to schedule a call with you to even become a customer. This isn't they find your group and they just sign up. That you won't be there. That takes you got to get better to do that, okay? They'll come in and they'll get on a live free, it's like a discovery call. It's a 30-minute discovery call, and I have a script for you, okay? Because I did this for several years, okay? You'll have a discovery call with them, and they have to qualify to even be your client, which is very attractive, by the way, because they want to make sure that they're getting results and you want to make sure that you can actually help them. Okay. So you talk to them, they fit the bill. You say, okay, I can actually help this person based off what their problem is and what they want. Okay. You say to them, now, based off everything that you've told me and what we're talking about here, you seem like a good fit. Would you like me to share with you what it is that we do? They're like, oh yeah, yeah, that's what I can't wait. And then it's a script. Okay. I have a perfect script already that has made me millions of bucks. Okay. You can have it. It's already in school. It's already in Make Once Pro. Okay. But this script, you get on with them and you ask these questions, you'll find out, and you have to be honest. If you think you can help them, okay. If you don't, then you don't tell them you can help them. Okay. Um,
Like,
And then you share your offer with them. And after you share your offer with them, they either get started or they don't. Okay. If they don't get started, they're in your email list. You can keep dripping on them until they feel like they're ready, or you'll give them some sort of like guide or path that they can go to be prepared next time, and they can try again later. If they are ready, they'll get out their credit card and they'll pay you. At that point, once they pay you, they already know the deal. And the deal is this: when you join, you have a calendar that you can access. There's open spots on there. I have so many open spots per month. If you need help, you can grab one of those spots. Okay. Now, if you have somebody hogging all the spots, you have to go to them and be like, Rainer, listen, I just worked with you yesterday for 3 hours and the day before that for 3 hours. Quit booking calls till next week or the following week. You need to get to work and do the work. And if you're doing the job correctly anyway, they won't be able to book as much as you think because they'll have to actually do the work that you set out for them to do. Okay. Then
so it's
people
not
just have
time
open,
limited.
they can just
Sorry.
go to the thing and grab a ticket and they're next in line basically. But it works out more casual than that than you think, because you'll give them a project, you'll give them something to do, then they have to actually go do that. It's not, trees don't grow overnight, right? I mean, you're helping them do something that's like long term, that's like for real. Okay. Do these drills, do this thing, do this homework. You're going to be giving them homework. And that's why you got to start out with something that you actually truly know. And it's the best way to really do things. I'm telling you, there's nothing beats that. Okay. So,
So you don't limit the hours, you're just very clever and kind of, and you set up a plan of what needs to be done. And then the agree at the end is like when you have an English class, sorry, I don't know, I see Burton, that's our thing of
yep.
him. Like you have an English class and you say, okay, you have to do those 3 pages, fill out the exercises. Sorry. And then once you're done, you just let me know again, or you book it
Yeah,
again
and
and carry
that's
on.
part of it, but in the format that you're going to be helping people, it's not going to be do these exercises. It's going to be like, all right, let's get this shit done. Like they're paying you to get it done. They're paying you to like build the chair, right? They're not having you, as you grow, it will go to done with you.
Ah,
But when it's
sorry.
done in the beginning, it's done for you. You're getting in and you're saying, okay, what are you selling? Oh, I'm selling tables and chairs. Okay, cool. And you want to do the marketing. Yep. Okay, great. Let's get your page set up to do that. All right. So here we go. I've got a template for you. I already put together a landing page here for you. Let's go in there and let's put your stuff in there. Send me your photos. Let's put this headline in. Let's run these tests. Let's do this together. It's a very together thing. And if you want to do it even better, one time per week, you need to set out for 1 hour and you need to have a group call with all 25 clients together. It's very interesting and you get really cool things happening, like they start working with each other. And then your job gets even easier and it's crazy and it keeps evolving. And then eventually you can get to a point where you're just teaching and coaching people.
Hmm.
And you have your online course and you can talk about I made $1 million and I helped these people and blah 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 blah. And literally I would never have to even talk about the money. When I made my first big money, I never even talked about any money because I didn't make it. I hadn't made any money yet. Not doing what I was doing. But the way I won was I went out there and I said, look, this is a pair of keys. Like I was very blatant. I'm like, watch, you need a funnel. I'm going to build one for you right now in front of you. Well, it's pretty hard to argue with the fact that if I can build one or not. So when I didn't have the money talk, which doesn't even matter anyway, it really truly doesn't. What really matters is, can you show me the thing? Can you like right now in this discussion, anybody that's listening to this that has half a brain cell and has any kind of competence or entrepreneurship power knows that I am talking from experience. I don't have a script in front of me. I know what I'm talking about, and I'm talking about it because I've done it. There's a difference. I don't even have to tell you that. You can just hear it in my voice. You can hear it. It makes sense. It's common sense. That's the difference. But this is the best way to start, brother. It's the number one way. It's how it actually works. Study, practice, teach, So you've been studying. Now go practice. Go practice with clients. Go actually get some clients and do it. and do it with them. And let them know, listen, we'll do that. When you pay me, you will get me until this thing pays you back. And you're going to make your money back, no doubt, because I won't stop working with you until you do. And that's how you earn that right to actually sell a course. And you'll make more money faster than you will doing it this other way.
No. I'm blown away with
One client could pay you $5,000 today. And you already know, listen, when I went out there to do the social media thing, I thought, man, who's going to want to work with me? Because I'd never done like the agency thing. But then when I went and I just gave them an example, I literally would go in there and I'd have my phone with me. I'm like, watch. And I would do a video right in front of them. And I would edit it right there on my phone and I'd post it on their social media channel. They're like, and I'm like, yeah, I'll do one of those every single day for you. I'll come in one time a week and get all the footage I need to post for you all week long. And then I'll post. And then I'd do it again the next week. And then they started getting sales more than they made before because they weren't even on there. So all of a sudden it was like, aha, and they kept paying. And I did that for about 3 years. And I worked with 60 plus different industries, with assholes, with fun people, with rich people, with broke people, with you name it. It was insane. I got the education I got there, you couldn't even pay for if you wanted to.
In which category is the script in Make Once Pro about the?
Yeah, it's down here in the very bottom, and then I'll get to these other questions. Okay. So it's, if you go down here in the classroom, can you see my screen?
Yes.
Okay. Go down here into the classroom to Build Lab. And then in Build Lab, you go to this whole Build Lab program right here. Everybody's like, where's all the training? This Build Lab program has everything in it to make you a millionaire.
I never went into a Build Lab. No, I went in everything.
That's why I need to remove everything out of there and just leave Build Lab back.
No, don't.
No. I'm just saying, like, that's the point. Okay. It's just too much doesn't help. Okay. Here's the high ticket sales script. And I've got a training on you, a 45-minute training that teaches you exactly how to do it. Here's the graphic and the script right down here. It's everything you need to do this. This script right here has made me several mils. So it works like a charm. I did not create the script. I got it from Sam Ovens, and Sam Ovens got it from this book called, I can't remember the book.
Spin Selling.
Spin Selling, yes. So, and he got it from, I think, someone else. I mean, it just works. It's a 30 to 45-minute script to sell high ticket coaching, and that's what it is. And that's where anybody needs, like, that's where you really truly need to start, is done for you, high ticket, like working together, done for you. You'll be surprised. People love it. They will do it. And you will be so powerful afterwards. You will literally have so much confidence. You'll be like, oh, I get it now. Because you're like, I don't know what to create as far as content. I don't know what to put as far as my about page. I don't know what to do this. Those things will be gone. That just slips away out of your mind, and you go, oh, okay, cool, got it. All right, I'll just go out there and talk about what actually happened.
You should have a section done for you in the Make Once Pro, but it's probably now in the other one you just showed me.
Yeah, probably.
No, that would be good. Well, I don't want to monopolize, but it was very good. I appreciate the directness.
It feels better though, doesn't it?
No, it feels better. I was like, just shut. No, I like. No,
I wasn't being stern to be
no.
mean. I was being stern because I just knew it was time to like hear
it. I needed to hear that, so I was like, good. I'm happy to pass the word to somebody else.
But very good. Okay, Bill, what you got?
None for you.
I'm glad I was able to catch this call. Keep me up.
You're kind of cutting out a little bit.
Let me pull this up. How's that?
There you go.
Okay. Like I said, I was happy to catch this call. Hit and miss, trying to work for my foundation. Still working on that. But yesterday, this coincides with this call. I met with an owner of a hardware store, brick and mortar.
Mm-hmm.
And I'm like, hey, hopefully you don't mind if I record this. And I pushed a screen record, and so it cut off just as soon as the screen stopped flashing or whatever. So I didn't get all the conversation about it, but I pretty much just presented to him. He asked me, what are your prices? And I says, well, basically, I just present it as kind of what you need, package deal type of thing, and I just did it as email sequence, and then if you want a funnel, and then he would be my first one if he decides to take it. He has 3 stores, and I was upfront with them. I said, I don't know anything about hardware, but people are people, and it would be starting out with like a welcome sequence. And honestly, Brian, they want to know more about you than they want to know about tools and stuff. They kind of want to just kind of get to know you as a person and build that connection. And
what kind of store is it again?
A hardware store.
Yeah. They don't really want to know about Brian either. This is where done for you on brick and mortar businesses gets a little weird. Now, getting to know Brian is not going to be a bad thing.
Right.
But what they actually want to know is the question that you could easily answer yourself. What would you want to know about a hardware store? Just answer it quickly.
Do you have this? Do you have the supplies?
Bingo.
I need.
So when you're doing work with them and marketing with them, it's categorizing each, because I did this with liquor stores and stuff all the time. They didn't give a shit about anybody else. Okay. I had this guy that was like a sommelier, one of 20, and blah, blah. The thing that they wanted to know is like, what kind of Moscato do you have? What kind of red wine do you have? And so every day he would do his top 5 picks. He would say his top favorite, in your world, here's my top favorite carpentry tools that we sell the most of. Here's all the tools that we have. It's just going through and doing things like that. Because then people are like, and then this is where, like, if anything, when you want to get into like hashtags and shit like that, that's where this is powerful. Hashtag hammer drill, DeWalt hammer drill, because people search for that stuff particularly, and it'll pull up. And so when I would do I had this guy, you can go look at it still to this day on YouTube. It was everybody would come in his store, and I said, what is the number one question? And I asked all of his employees, what's the number one question that you get with all of your with the people that come in? What's the number one question you guys get here in your store? And it was, what is Moscato, or what is pink Moscato, or what is Moscato? So I had him sit down at his desk. I said, take your top 10 Moscatos, set them on the table. And I had my drone fly in over Wichita right into his door. I opened his door. We walked into his office. We sat down like they were the customer doing that. He explained, what is Moscato? And to this day, I think you can go to YouTube right now and type in what is Moscato, and you can see it's Crestview Wine and Spirits. I'm sure it still pulls up just fine. It was one of his top videos, sold over 400 cases of Moscato. One video.
Oh.
That's the kind of thing that you would ask the hardware store. What's the number one question you get? Do a video of him answering that question.
Okay.
What's the number one thing that people come in here asking for? Because, everybody, they want all kinds of stuff, this and that. And it's like, yeah, I know that. I know. Just like martial artists, they can help everybody. But not everybody joins martial arts. It's asking them, if we 80-20, the 80-20, what do you sell the most of? What is the thing that people come to you the most of? You triple down, double down on that. And then you're doing random videos all the time and random pieces and posts that talk about all the different products and things that they have. Because what happens is when they need something, especially in like a situation like the hardware store, they'll look up hardware stores, they'll find that one, and they'll see, I wonder what they got. And the website usually doesn't do a very good job of this. Hopefully it does. It should be something you sell them too, and get somebody else to do the website and do all the work for you. You just have them give you an item list that they bought with all their inventory, and then put it on the website so that's searchable, put that on their social media so they can find it. But then what you do is people will do is they'll go to their social media and see what the place is like. And then if you have it categorized, playlists on YouTube would be Moscato, Cabernet, Scotch, whatever. Those are the playlists on YouTube. Okay. Those are the playlists on, questions about fasteners would be some fasteners. I mean, all kinds of that stuff. Right. And that's what you're actually doing with them. And then what I would tell you is document what you're doing with them, because the smartest thing you could do is stick with hardware stores. The problem I
Mhm.
had it with my agency was I did it for everyone and I had to learn 60 different freaking businesses. I had to learn their customer. And it was basically restarting every time. Yes, I had them as clients, but my head was on a spin. Like I'd go from working on a liquor store to a massage place to a pipe and welding place to a car auction place to a, and then, people are just afraid to do the work. I would drive 4 freaking hours to a client and just go record, 2, 3 videos and drive 4 hours back. But they were paying me 2 grand a month. I was like, screw it. It's a road trip. I didn't give a shit. And I had 10 of them. It's 20 grand a month. I was a broke ass kid from Kansas. That was a lot of freaking money. But that's what you
Yeah.
do. I've sold oil pipe. I've sold, it's crazy what I've sold. Fibromyalgia pill. I mean, it's insane what I've done. And I never really talk about it, which is an idiotic thing on my part, but I got so burned out in that industry that I didn't even want to do it anymore. But I did it wrong. If I went back today, I'd probably do it even better and probably make more money than I'm even making right now.
Yeah.
But that's what they want. Now, naturally, most people that do brick and mortar, most people that don't have a presence online, the reason why is because they suck at it and they don't want to do it. Because if they
Yeah.
wanted to do it and they were great at it, they'd be doing it. The typical brick and mortar business owner ain't no video person. Okay. Very seldom will you'll find this. Okay. So that's not really the thing anyway. Okay. Who owns Lowe's? Who owns Home Depot? Nobody knows. Nobody knows that guy. Okay. There's no videos about that guy. They just show what's going on inside the store. They just show products and services. They just talk about their really low prices and all that shit. But they've got a brand, okay, that they've built up. So they don't have to get all crazy like brick and mortar Bob does. Okay. So what you've
Yeah.
got to do is you've got to just find out what's their peak selling things, what's their biggest questions, get those things answered. And then it's just consistency of posting new items, taking video scrolls down the aisle. I would go down this liquor store probably 1,000 times. I would walk down his whole store and I would just I flew a drone inside of his store showing people what it was. Because when you want to go to a liquor store, you want to see if it's a nice liquor store. Do they got stuff? Do they have that actual weird wine that my wife drinks one time a year? Shit like that. And then I got his wife, she was a news producer, like she was a newscast lady. You can see all this shit. If you go to Crestview Wine and Spirits on YouTube, you can see this. And I was not no powerful, great video editor person either, but we got the job done. But every year and this, I'm telling you this for a reason, because most brick and mortar places get this. They'll get stuff from the manufacturers. Like for instance, the liquor stores, they'd get a little, they'd get a little statue of Snoop Dogg holding Coronas, and it just sets in the store and it piles up in the warehouse and they don't do anything with it. And I said, hey, people want this shit. I'm like, that dude that drinks Corona and loves Snoop Dogg would die to have this in his house. Okay. Like this is, people get all crazy about that kind of shit. Right. So what he did, he put him in his man cave and everything. I said, why don't we give away these statues for free? But to enter into the contest, you have to like, subscribe, and tag somebody that loves Corona down in the comments.
Uh-huh.
So we would grow the social media. We would get them tagging 3 of their friends that love Corona in the comments, and they were all local people because we did this all local. And then I'd get his wife. She would put on a bikini or something flashy, which was kind of the good old fashioned sex sells. But she would get on and she'd be like, "Hey guys, this month's contest, we're giving away this Snoop Dogg Corona thing," and she would get because she could be on video and I would video it and we'd put music to. You can see all this stuff. Crestview Wine and Spirits on YouTube. And this guy paid me like 2 grand a month every single month for like 2 years. And it was just great money. It was easy money. I would meet with him once a month. We would get this contest going. I would grab footage while we were doing it. His wife would do all the videos. He was pretty shy on camera, got better at it, but eventually he would do some videos too, just because I think he just wanted to talk about it, whatever. The guy actually hit me up 2 days ago, wanted to do a wine course, how to pick wine and food together or some shit. Anyway, the point I'm getting at is that we had to find somebody that was video friendly, and we ran contests and we gave away these really cool things. He was happy to get them out of his warehouse because he has 50 of them, because all of the manufacturers send this stuff. They always get all this free stuff, but we leveraged it and we were giving away copper cooker grills. We were giving away ice chests, Adirondack chairs that said, whiskey is cool, Jim Beam stoves and hats and everything like that. And we just gave them away for free. But to enter, you had to like the channel. You had to tag 3 friends that love Jim Beam down in the comments, and you had to share it on your profile. Once you did that, you'd enter. His wife then at the end of the month, last day of the month, she would go down and she'd have to spend hours writing down everybody on a piece of paper. We'd cut it all out on scissors. We'd put it in a bucket, awesome bucket. She'd put on some skimpy crap and she'd be like, all right, guys, we're going to pick it out. Do 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 do. And then she would freaking draw out of the thing and I'd read it and she'd be like, Jimmy Fallon won the prize. Come on down to Crestview Wine and Spirits to get it. The guy would come down. I would meet him down there. We would video him getting the prize so people knew we were actually giving this to people, that they would actually win the prize. And then this blew up on social media. He would post it on his social media. His friends would tag it, and his whole shit blew up, and he'd sell cases of whiskey, wine, and beer. And it's still rocking and rolling to this day.
No,
I don't do the work for him anymore, but
yeah,
that's how you do that shit.
okay.
And it works really good. We did it for spas. We did it for everything. Contests really work well. Cybertruck giveaway, $100,000. It works.
Yeah. I mean, he's just opened a new store in my town and he's doing a $500 gift card with tickets and phone numbers. I'm like, you should be capturing. I'm trying to convince him about email. He has email. He has 3 stores.
Tell him the story I just told you by listening back to this, or show him this damn video, whatever you got to do. But that's what you do. And he'd be silly not to get with you and have you do it, right? I would charge anywhere from $1,000 to $2,000 a month. That's just what it goes. And if you get some clients, I had a client that sold Kratom. I got him at 10 grand a month, but he also had a, 22,000 square foot warehouse and they were making millions. Like, it was nothing to him. He didn't give a shit about it. It was like a freaking car payment or something to him. So I worked with him for about 90 days. And then at that point, I was training an internal staff of his to do what I was doing for them. So they didn't have to pay me 10 grand a month, because that's not what they would pay an employee. They paid an employee, 3 grand a month. They cut back costs. They did it. I was happy. I made 30 grand in 90 days doing very minimal work. It was very simple. And this type of shit happens all the time. Where I would have done it straight and done it right is I would have stick to one industry, because then I could just pretty much copy and paste it to the next one, copy and paste everything I did to the next one. And I wouldn't have to rethink, know, and do all this shit. And then I'd have a collection of this overarching, like, knowing of what everything is and how it works for all of them as a whole. So I could see how the market would work, and I could optimize really quickly. So you will make more money faster in your town. It's actually a lot of fun. I had a great time doing it until I got myself too busy on it. And I started stretching out. And in Kansas, it's like you have these little nuggets of towns that are 30 minutes, 40 minutes, 2 hours away. And then what the problem would be is I would get along with the client. They'd get along with me. We'd start bullshit, and 2 hours would slip away and just bullshit. And then I have to drive 2 hours. I'm getting home at midnight. I'm tired. And that shit just started wearing me out. And then it just didn't make sense. And then at some point it was like, all right, I don't want to have to go do this with all the clients, but I'll tell you what, if all shit fell apart right now and I lost everything, that's exactly where I'd go back. I'd go, if I needed money yesterday, I'd put a funnel together that people would have to get on. They'd get a free discovery call, and I would show them how to blow up their social media and sell. And I'd go to brick and mortar stores, because nobody's messing with them. You have a whole town full of them that nobody's messing with. Just go look at their social media. If it looks like shit, just show them what you can do. I'll post videos and pictures, and I'll do copywriting. You will use ChatGPT for all the copywriting. You will go to other stores. I had people in Canada. I had this lady, she had $2 million laser machines to, zap fat off of your ribs in Canada. And these, rich ladies that their husbands are millionaires, or they're millionaires or whatever, and they want to live and be young forever, they'll go in and pay 20 grand a month to keep their face looking young. And this lady needed help selling stuff. And I went to her and I got that one spa. And as soon as I mentioned that spa's name to any other spa, I got all of them instantly. But the thing is you can, in your town right now, You can go make 20. What happens if you do it comfortably and you do it right? And this is just, I'm saying, like, I could bet very heavy on this. Yes, there's agencies that go out there and work with Pepsi, and Pepsi pays them $200,000 a month. Okay, good luck. All right. Those agencies that do that, they've got 1,000 people. It's Gary Vee. You're competing with Vaynerchuk at that point, or even bigger people than VaynerMedia. Okay, but in your local town there, in my local town here, anyone's local area, I don't care where you're at, even if you're out in the woods. Okay, there's a local town close. You can comfortably working about 3 to 4 hours a day if you set it up properly, and you can make 30 to 40 grand a month. And you work with a small amount of clients, do it all in the same industry, do great job, do care about them. It's very easy to maintenance and work with. You're working with 20 to 40 people. The ones that would be, like when I say 40, those are the companies like that. All you're doing for them essentially is you are getting them, you're posting for them on social media. No different than Logan posts for me right now. Logan makes $100 a day. Okay. He'll make more money as we grow. In the mastermind, he'll probably get up. I want to pay him $1,000 a day, right? As long as it's worth it. But I pay him $100 a day. He shoots videos. He hangs out with me. He has fun. He doesn't have a shitty job. He can, he probably gets a little tired of hanging out with me because he's hung out with me for the last 13 years. But, he's traveling around. He's living the life. He's, shooting videos and posting them for me, and he's learning how to do it. And it's just going to be something that he may or may not do forever. I don't know. Probably not. Okay. He's freaking 23. But my point is this: those other companies, you can hire somebody, and here's what happens. If you do it right and know how to outsource properly, you get somebody that can just edit basic videos and edit basic images. You call the account and you say, hey, either you or somebody in your store, if you will send me the images and the videos, and you give them a description of what you want and give them like an example, maybe take it from another client and say, if you can shoot me these videos and take these pictures, I will edit them. I will make them look fancy and good. I will put copywriting on them, and I will post them on your account. You can outsource that whole thing.
Okay.
You can find somebody that can do that shit all day, every day. And what happens is you set up like a Hootsuite. You get management access to all these Facebook pages, all these different accounts, and you have your clients, you post for them, you make sure that they're staying current. I mean, all I want somebody to do for me is follow me around, take videos of me, find good pieces and parts of it, clip it out, cut it out, and stick me all over the place, just so I just keep in people's faces. They go to my landing page, they get some free value. They either get on a call with me, or they learn what I can do to help them. They see some of this stuff. I post some of these videos on YouTube, some of these calls like this. They see what they get. I do a terrible job of getting testimonials from you guys. I do a terrible job of doing this stuff. I just created and edited that one that you probably seen of John Catt. Did you see that? Like, I can do it for other people. I recorded that whole entire thing myself on 3 iPhones and an iPad or whatever, edited it all day. I'm editing another one for her right now. She'll have another one popping out. I've got like 6 of them, but I need to be doing more of that. But I mean, we're a unit here. So, I love what I'm doing. I'm doing it at the pace that I really want to do it. And I'm telling you guys, like, if you don't have the like core expertise yourself, just go do it for somebody. You'll find out, some of you might find out you absolutely love doing it that way. Others will find out that I'd rather learn this, get my skills, get my experience, make a bunch of money while you're learning. You're getting paid to learn, for God's sakes. That's how I looked at my agency. Like, I love driving around my car. I mean, I've always had a car that I like to drive. I drive around. I love taking videos. I love connecting with people. I love doing weird shit and going to weird places. So that's what I would do, and I'd get paid for it. And I love posting. It was easy for me to post on social media.
Yeah. I got another question. So in talking with him, I just is kind of what he could expect is like, this is based on kind of what you chose as a package or whatever. Then we would do what honored what was in the package, and then sit down in 3 months, because it kind of takes, he thought he had about 10,000 email. And that's not something you can just dump into an autoresponder or whatever, because they'll think it's spam, and sit down in 3 months and kind of reevaluate, where we're at, and make adjustments off of that. Is that typically kind of what you find as far as something
I told him
just
this. I'd tell him
stick in?
this, depending on the client, and I would kind of just judge it myself. Okay.
Mhm.
If I knew they had a shitload of money and money wasn't an object to them, I'd charge a little bit more, just because what I was doing for them anyway was going to be, I couldn't really charge what it was worth. Because if I do social media for for 90 days for somebody and they make $250,000, wouldn't it be right that I charge them 50 grand? Would you give me
Yeah.
50 grand if I handed you back 250? Of course
Yeah.
you would. So, but I can't charge them that. So the max I would go is like 10 grand a month, because that's getting a little tight, right? But if it made sense, if they're selling tractors and spaceships and Rolls Royces, they don't give a shit about that. That's a pair of tires on a Rolls Royce. So it just
Mhm.
depends on the client. But on average, what you're going to focus and deal with is, I would tell them this: it's 2 grand a month. Okay, listen, I want to earn your business. How about we start at 1,000 and we'll work our way up if only you see that it's, worth it. But here's the deal. Um, I don't have any contracts. You can cancel anytime you want. I just need 30 days notice. That's all I need. If you don't give me 30 days notice, you understand that I'm already prepping for that in my reality of my money world. And if I know that it's just going to slip away, that doesn't make sense, does it? You wouldn't want it that way either. So here's the deal. And yes, you can draw up a contract, but dude, I'll tell you what, people spend so much time worrying about this, that, contracts, what this is going to happen, do this. But I didn't even have an LLC when I started. I didn't even get one for the first whole year, and I made like 200 something $1,000. Didn't even care. I was like, I don't give a shit. I'm going. Right? Here's the hay, bale it and give it to the cows. I didn't care. I was like, I'll figure it out. I didn't do a contract. Never once did I do a contract one time.
Yeah.
I just went in there and I said, cancel anytime. I'm not here to hold you to anything. Okay. I figure you're going to be a good, solid person with me, do the old golden rule honor
Mhm.
system here. Yeah, you could screw me if you wanted to, but listen, give me 30 days notice. If you tell me, prior to the next month billing, then no problem. We'll shut her down. We'll finish out anything that we're doing and we'll be on with it. You could have ChatGPT write up a contract based off of what I just said here, and maybe you'd have something a little bit more legitimate. The right way probably is to go get a contract and do all this horse crap, but I just don't like the way that feels. If I can't have
Yeah.
a handshake with somebody, or a virtual one in that case, I probably ain't gonna do business with them. Like, if I don't like them, if I can't trust them and feel it in my bones, I ain't gonna work with them anyway, because it ain't worth the damage, right? It ain't worth the stress. Okay. I'm working for myself, so I don't have to be all stressed out with stupid shit. So just go find people that you connect with.
Mhm.
And some people I got with, and we just didn't connect. There's a lady in LA. We went and stayed at her Airbnb, and she was in the Airbnb. It was like one of those, but it was like a really, really, really nice house. And it was so big that we didn't even know we were we didn't even run into each other on the property. It was so big. And this lady had a cannabis company. She sold cannabis companies in LA and Colorado. She sold them marketing. She did marketing for cannabis companies. And this is funny. She hired me to do marketing to help her sell her marketing for cannabis companies, which I was like, shouldn't you be able to do this shit? Can I ask you about my phone? Yes. And um, her and she was a great person. She was smart. We were oil and water. I remember standing outside of like this taco joint, and she's screaming at me and I'm screaming at her. And I said, we need to stop this shit. And we canceled it right there. And I didn't even we just stopped. That was one out of all. Okay. That I had a problem with. And we both ended it well. Nothing went crazy. It was fine. I'm just telling you, like, just go get it, right? Don't worry about all that crap. You can clean up the mess and get the details going later. Okay. Uncle Sam ain't going to come and shoot you if you don't do something right away. Okay. So just, we get so much, yeah, good paper makes, yeah. So it's, if it's just, yeah, it's true. The contract is the right way. Okay. But, and then just, it's so easy. Just do something for them. Go into that. You want to get that client, that hardware store like this without having to ask. Just go create 3 posts for them. Go into a store without telling them. Go in there with your video camera, your phone. Okay. and shoot some badass product examples, look at something, create a couple examples and just send it to them and say, hey, if you want me to do this for you every day, I'll post something like this for you every single day. It's $1,000 a month. You'll have that client by the end of the night. And then do that again.
Cool.
And then do that again.
Sweet. Thanks, Mike.
Okay. Stefan, and then we'll call it a day here. Is it Sangho? Did you have any questions or anything? No? Okay. Just raise your hand, yell at me, interrupt me, whatever. We'll get it out. Okay. What's up, Stefan? Stefan.
Hey.
Is it Stefan or Stefan?
Stefan.
Stefan.
In Serbian, usually people from the US call me Stefan. Let me just activate my camera if I'm...
Yeah. Are you going to share something?
Yeah, and also I'm probably going to share my screen. So basically, I don't know
I
if
just
you
meant
recall...
share your screen because I had to open it up so you can...
Yeah. I'm gonna share my screen as well. We spoke like a few months ago. Didn't really want to ask a question on a personal one-on-one call and waste your time. But I finished my funnel. Finally, everything. So basically, in the Serbian, I kind of overdid it, but I had to do it because I have quite a few things that I'm offering. So just so that I can create content and it's not monotone. Oh, is it me ringing or?
No, that was my thing vibrated.
Okay. So yeah, basically I actually ended up creating like 11 lead magnets or 10 lead magnets. And just kind of having them, like a lead magnet, and they are going into 3 specific email sequences.
Okay.
Because I have like 3 different offers. So that's like for my Serbian offer, I'm guessing only like 4 magnets will be very relevant and the others will be used from time to time. I'll see. But yeah, I'm pretty happy that I finished that because now I can create content freely and I will have a call to action for anything that I want to speak on. Instead of kind of having to...
No, I like that. That's such a good thing to do that because you always have a way to, you just like, oh, grab my thing. It's down in the description. You can put that link. Yeah.
Yeah, exactly. So it's basically, this is like all in Serbian. So basically because I have like a few different offers, 3 different main offers, and it's basically separated, it either helps people with emotional trauma and, getting over anxieties and stuff like that, which is something that I do here locally in the Balkan area. So if it's something related to that, I have like a few different things that I can do. If they're actually working on their habits and belief changing, identity shifting and stuff like that, there's quite a few things. And then if you're also looking to, get to that next level and just kind of work on themselves, I have a few different things as well. So that's basically the Serbian. I finished that and now I'm starting to promote it heavily. I'm back to content making. I couldn't do both things simultaneously. It was too kind of difficult. But for the English speaking market, if you recall, we kind of ended up on get switched on, helping people with habits activate themselves and stuff, something like that was the idea on the brand and just kind of what people would be doing. So the 3 main topics that I want to speak on in English is kind of speaking to entrepreneurs, sales, but also sales mindset, habits, kind of getting that clarity and conviction. So I don't have to look right. So getting that clarity and conviction. If they're basically most of the questions that people have here are related around clarity and conviction, and they can't really take action because they don't have clarity and conviction, which is something that I would help them with. Not really, but by changing their habits and just kind of getting into that zone. So I have 3 main topics that I'm speaking on. It's habits, clarity, conviction, sales, but sales mindset mostly. And becoming a high performer overall. So, and trend surfing. So I actually created 3 landing pages, like 3 lead magnets using SendFox, just because Systeme had a learning curve and just wanted to do it faster.
Yeah, it doesn't matter.
Yeah, I have right now at this point, like a daily, like a trend surfing self-processing that I could do. This one is really powerful. I didn't really want to share it for free, but I did it. I have this thing like get switched on.
That's usually the right thing, by the way, what he just said. If it's something that you don't want to give away and share for free, that's usually the best lead magnet to choose because there's a reason, because it's going to be actually valuable. Go ahead.
Yeah. Yeah, this thing, I feel a little bit about this one as well, but yeah, not really as much as the previous one because it's really a process. This one is more like a training. These SandFox landing pages look goofy, but they're fast to build. So
They look, these types of pages just like this work so damn good. I don't know
yeah,
what
they
it is.
actually work
Like,
better. Yeah.
yeah, it is. It's crazy. Like, I always stick with my tried and true style that you guys know I use all the time: headline, picture, 3 bullets, and a button. But these work very, very good as well.
Yeah, I like when I see like these simple ones from myself personally when
It's
somebody
more
else is selling
believable.
me something.
Yeah.
Yeah. It's like when you
You
try
kind of want to
less,
make it look like like Frank Kern always said. He's like, and he got this from Ogilvy and all the greats, but you basically want it to look like a news or what am I trying? An article, like just a standard like magazine article because we're very, trained in on that. Yeah, but that's good. I
yeah.
like these. Yeah, very good.
Okay, that's good feedback then. Okay, I'll maybe this one I believe would be useful to people in the community if anybody wants to sign up. I don't even know, but I could share this one. And let me just see. Oh yeah, and I have like a sales mindset. This is like the guy who worked with Sam Ovens that I was privately mentored with for a long time. So I kind of created a sales mindset checklist that that I learned from him and kind of my own sales code that I can share with people. And those are like the three main lead magnets because I'm not 100% sure on the end offer at the moment. And another thing that I have is
So hold up here.
I
Hold
have
up here. You
go ahead.
said what? You're not sure on the end offer yet?
Meaning like I don't have everything detailedly outlined. It would basically be one-on-one coaching of some sorts. When I spoke to you, I think
When you say of some sorts though, what is it that like what are you known for? Like what can you actually like I know you can do a lot of things, but like what what is that?
Yeah. So that's basically why I'm kind of asking the question. Just wanted to gain clarity around the next steps. So these are the three things that I know would be beneficial to people and will attract the type of person that I want.
How do you know
As
that
to
it'll
what I'm
attract the type of person that you want?
Because these are the topics that I'm interested in. I actually wanted to speak about something that I'm interested in and then create an offer for those people. One of the things that I would like
Can
to
I mention
do
something here real quick? Because this is going to help you because
course.
I know where you're going with this.
Okay.
The actual typical order of creating these things is what problem can I solve? Okay. This problem. Got it. How do I solve that problem? Okay. There's my course program process. Okay. Now that I have the problem I can solve and how I solve it, this is my industry now and the product. Now, what offer can I create? Okay, well, my offer is I'm going to solve this problem for you. And if you join right now, I'm going to give you bonus 1, 2, 3, and 4. And if it doesn't work, here's what I can do for you. Or you can leave that last one out. And then you make your lead magnets because now you know what they're going to get on the end game. You made the lead magnets ahead of time a little bit, but I know you've done this stuff before. So I know that you aren't stupid in this area.
Yep.
But the proper way is typically start with the problem you solve, then how do you solve it? That's your solution. And then once you have the problem you're solving and your solution, then you build the lead magnets. So you built the lead magnets first, knowing intrinsically that you solve this problem. So by saying that, that's why I stopped you several times in mid flow is because you already know what this answer is. You just need to be talked to like I'm talking to you right now so that you can just say it. Okay.
Yep.
So
Exactly.
what is the problem that you're solving?
Yep. Totally.
If you say it simply, you'll just say it.
Right.
It's usually 1 or 2 words. Fat loss, make money.
Probably be gain clarity in order to take action.
Get clarity.
Yeah.
Why? What happens when you're not clear?
Even more like take action would be the actual end goal because gaining clarity is just a mid step to taking action.
Okay, so you're going to get them to take action on what?
Basically, what I see even in the companies that I work for in the coaching industries, people have all sorts of information that they don't really take action on, courses, coaching programs, and they keep getting stuck. They keep getting into their own way.
Why are they
And
taking the courses? Why are they getting the stuff that they're not completing?
that's an interesting one because it's almost like they are, they want to do X, but they keep doing Y instead of doing the
Who
thing
have
that
you
they
already
know
helped do
they're
this?
supposed to do. I've helped people I have helped about, I helped a bunch of people when it comes to habits in general, like, weight loss, be more productive with your studies and stuff like that. But I've helped around 10-ish people in Serbia, start their businesses, work on their businesses, gain clarity, and actually start taking action. So that's what I wanted to do in the English speaking market. And it was usually around them not having certainty in themselves
Mm-hmm.
and just kind of, having a certain mental models.
So you're helping X person take action
Yep.
to do what?
That's a great question. Let me just see. Well, I want to say become a creator, start speaking their own mind online and start building stuff.
Got it. Okay, stop right there.
Yep.
So people that want to be creators or creators is fine. People that want to be
Okay.
course creators or
Yeah.
start online education businesses, probably something along that line or in that way. Because if you're not creating courses and coaching and education, then you're online, you're typically an influencer. Influencers typically just go on, look pretty, post pretty, but there's not a lot of like super value coming from them because they're just trying to look pretty, get attention to like stage products that are either good or bad for you. They don't really care. That's an influencer in most cases. That's a very broad, generalized, stereotypical way, influencer definition. So if you're helping people start businesses that are solving problems for people, obviously, this is what a business does, but they're doing it through the means of content or course creation or something of that nature. Okay. So these are the people, right? But they're not taking action and building these things because they don't have why? They just don't have the clarity. Their confidence is down.
Yep.
Okay. So sounds like the problem you solve is if you're a content creator or you're somebody that wants to create and sell digital products or sell online, but you can't get yourself to take action because you don't have clarity, confidence, and your mind is doing X, Y, or Z.
You know how when people, sorry to interrupt,
No,
but
it's
maybe
fine.
this will help. You know how when people they kind of plan out the New Year's resolutions and they're like, I know how I'm gonna make my life perfect. So they have this daily, like if every single day I just did, I worked out and then I made content if they're a content creator or whatever, and then if I just did like 50 email outreach, cold outreach, and they have this list that if they actually stuck with for like 90 days, maybe they will see just a little bit of feedback, but they would actually get some feedback. They would start looking better in the mirror and they would start getting some clients, start getting more subscribers. But then maybe they do it for like 2 days and then or 7 days and they stop. They don't even know why, so it's not really like tangible like why, but they just stop. That's basically what what I've helped in the past many people solve.
Okay, stop.
They don't have a name for it, but basically take action and stick to it.
What you just said, that little bit that you just said, we are at roughly an hour and 35 minutes in.
So I can rewatch.
Take what you said there. One option you have is to just sit with it for a minute and see like, okay, what is the actual problem and solution here? And then what is the offer, number one? Or you could take what you said. You could either do whatever you got to do to transcribe it. Okay. Whatever you got to do, screen capture, whatever.
Yeah.
Stick it into Chat GPT and say, based off
Yep.
this statement right here, what would be the problem, solution, and offer that I could
Yep.
make to people, and who would this address primarily?
Yep, I was just about to say that I'll find this, take this the
Once you
exact
have that,
words, and
the
speak
best
to
thing for you
ChatGPT
to
about
do
it.
is just to create an offer, whether it's shitty or good, and just go test it in the marketplace. So
Okay.
talk about it in your social media, create little, here's how I find a good way to talk about your offer to test it is what I always call like the whiteboard test, right? So what I'll do when I do this, or I used to do it when I was going live all the time, is I would get the offer together. Hey guys, if you join right now, it's $297. Here's what I'm going to do. The solution that I provide you is you have this problem with completing things. You know you want to do it. You've got the soul, the energy, the spirit. You want it. You cry about it. You just can't, for some odd goddamn reason, get it done, right? You need somebody in your corner that can help you. It's why people get personal trainers. So what I've done for $297, okay, I've put together this program. You get a step-by-step program, and every day I get on and I do 90-day sprints with you. You get one video from me every day that's 5 to 10 minutes long that keeps you geared in and helps you get this thing done, okay? Now, I'm only doing this. It's normally going to be like $597, but right now I'm doing it for $297 for the first 40 people or 30 people or 20 people, just because you're trying to do litmus tests. But in order to earn your business, you're probably like, yeah, sure, I've heard these, I've seen these. I have a free training that I'm doing today. It's live. It's a webinar I'm doing. You can come join me for the next 3 days, where I have this cart open where I'm going to allow 10 or 20 people to join for the next 3, 5, or 7 days. Every day for 1 hour, I'm jumping on at 11 Central Time, whatever time, and I'm doing a 1-hour webinar that I'm going to show you exactly what we do and how we do it. And I want to give you examples so that it's a no-brainer for you. That goes to email lists. You do that in a live. You spread that online and just see, do you get any feedback? Okay. And then you can do it, like I call it a whiteboard. You can do it on a slides. You can do it on a whiteboard if you want, but present the offer. Show me what you're going to do with me. Show me what the class looks like. Show me let me see some of this value and information you have. Those webinars that you would do in that 3 to 5 day stint for like an hour, those become lead magnets. You can title them however you want. You can take the recordings. They opt in. It's on the next page. Now they're getting a value-packed webinar every single day. It's an opt-in. It's already pre-prepped. There's live people in there, so it gives you some credibility right out of the gate. It was free value. You're not only testing offers, you're also testing your teaching style, if that's resonating with them. Because sometimes we know what we're trying to say, which is really hard to say it, which is why you're here. I'm not telling you anything. You've heard all this shit before, but we need this interaction right now that we're doing to pull it out of each other. That's what this is. That's what that's what these calls are all about. Get results daily calls. So, and it's why I do this stuff too, because I see stuff that I say and I see you guys resonate with it or not. Tells me how to do content, tells me how to do different things inside of the community. That's why I do this shit. This is like free learning for me. And testing. So the thing that I would have you strongly suggest, or that I suggest you do, is throw together, just figure I just figure like if I want a 30-minute presentation, that's about 30 slides. Okay. Sometimes it's much faster than that, but I would try to put together some slides or, whatever you're going to use, and do about 30 of those slides and teach your thing. Okay. You're not gonna be able to teach everything in 30 slides, obviously, but you just really blow their mind.
I don't have much following in the English speaking market at this point. Like I could pull up some people from my Serbian and kind of tell them, hey, I'm gonna do this thing in the English, so speak with you in the English, whatever. But I only have about 700 subscribers on my English YouTube channel, so I could do it there. Yeah, that's a nice number, but I don't know if you said that's a lot or didn't.
I would just what you
I was thinking like going into Facebook groups that I have in my mind and speaking to people.
You can do
about
that.
This, yeah,
you can do that, but and that's fine. Groups are good, man. Anything that you can do where you can get into like, if I help fishermen and there's all these fishing Facebook groups, yeah, it makes sense to go in there and do that. The problem there, I think that you're going to run into, there's no problem there. It is what it is. So, but here's what I would say. With the Facebook groups and going into communities and things of that nature, here's the problem with it. If you just come out of nowhere and all of a sudden you're like, blah, 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 a lot of times it sets off either the community owner or the group owner, and then you look like that guy, and then you're blocked from it. And there's this
No,
weird
yeah,
stuff
I've
that
done it
happens.
before. I know how to do it properly. I wasn't really thinking
Yeah.
about promoting anything, but just getting a conversation going to
But I
see
will
if
say
anybody's
this.
struggling with this.
If you just consistently at the same time every freaking day for the rest of November, which I know it sounds like a lot of work, God forbid we do any of that, right? I'm just teasing, but it really, if you go for an hour a day and you went live for an hour a day on your YouTube channel and you tell everybody, hey, I don't care if nobody shows up, one person shows up, don't care, because it stays on your YouTube channel every day. So if nobody shows up, it's a YouTube video. If somebody shows up, great, that's what it is. But if you did that every day in November, went live at the same time every single day for 30 minutes to an hour, I'd put in an hour. It takes 30 minutes just to kind of get things heated up. But if you went for an hour a day, every day on YouTube, and you tried all these different either webinars or presentations every day for November, not only would you have a badass offer, your YouTube channel would probably triple, no lie. You want to grow your YouTube channel fast, just go live on YouTube every day. You'd probably get monetized on YouTube very, very quickly. That's how I got monetized on YouTube. I just started going live, and I did it for like 2 weeks for an hour each day, sometimes 2 hours, and I was monetized. It was crazy. But they're very heavy on that. Not only that, you have all this data now and information and these recorded live streams on your channel that you can link back to with YouTube Shorts and your videos. That's how you're going to find just doing webinars on there. Just create short little presentations, 30 slide. I love going and creating slide decks, and especially if you have ChatGPT and you actually know what you're talking about, it can speed up slide decks so fast. And then go on there and teach the slide deck. People are going to be like, damn, this guy. And then every day you do that. Just create a slide deck. That's your live statement. Teach that. It becomes content on your channel. You'll see which topics pop, and that becomes the pillar content that you continue to do to keep growing. But then you can make all these different offers down in the bottom. I mean, dude, that's how you're going to find it. I wouldn't mess with the groups. I would just go live, title it properly, talk about that one topic, keep it topic centric so that it's not like this mess of stuff, right? And just keep it focused so that you know what works and what doesn't, using just the good old fashioned test it live. And you'll have all this stuff that you can use for either lead magnets, because you do a 1 hour live presentation. Just imagine, when I go live, I just always assume nobody's going to be there. So I treat it in my mind as just like a live webinar that I'm doing. So when I get done, I have a webinar that I can give to somebody or email them. I also have a test, and I get practice doing the webinar.
Yeah. I also have to figure out how to, and I know you mentioned that like the order is build, like have the offer and then the lead magnets. I'm pretty sure these lead magnets are going to be relevant, but I did build them in mind knowing that I might have to change them completely. The only thing was I had to build them up front just because I wanted to start dropping content regularly, and in case that they are the right
If
fit,
you weren't
I wanted to
already
have something
experienced
to capture people. Yeah.
I wouldn't worry about it. But because there's people that haven't been down the roads you've been down, that's why I brought it up. I'm not worried about you at all. You don't worry about what I mean. I just wanted to lay it straight. I don't want people creating lead magnets first, then trying to figure out their offer. That's why I just used you as an example. I'm not worried about you. If you've been through consulting.com and you've had coaching from that, you know what's up. Okay.
Yeah.
But for you, because you're easy to, you know how to talk online, you know how to do the thing, you're going to work out your offer so fast. This is probably the best thing about live. You will work your offer out 10 times faster than you will trying to think about it in silence or trying to do it on here, because we don't really know what your people want. We know ultimately you're helping them take action and get the damn thing done and quit procrastinating, quit, demoralizing yourself, all these things like the messy stuff. We know that, right?
Yeah.
But what is that combination of offer and words that's going to come together and actually make it work? Nobody knows that
language.
except for you. And you got to just do that test, because even if you try to do what's working for somebody else, you may not deliver it, look like them, have their backstory, all the jazz that they do. So it ain't going to work.
Yeah, I
This
look
is the
better.
problem.
I'm just kidding.
So for
Yeah.
you, I think going live every day and treating it as just practice, testing, and webinar building and lead magnet building, and you could even, my man, you could even have a 30-day course that you are going to build for your program, and that can just be each day for 30 days straight. You're just teaching that course live. They will have no clue that you are teaching a 30-day course. And for 30 days straight, you could teach one module of the course every day. It'll be it'll be incredible content. They'll be like, wow, this is really good. And then at the end of it, you can say, guys, for those of you just joining me for the last 30 days, I've been building my 30-day program. And all of these have been live on YouTube, but they're kind of be coming down. And I'm going to be putting all those inside of my new program called XYZ. And now, and you have that like it becomes like a bonus. It's so much stuff, dude. It's like the best thing you can do, man. There's nothing that beats going out there and just riding that damn bike and figuring out.
Yep, of course. Yeah, one of the offers definitely will be most likely is coaching around transurfing, which is useful. That's how I started my business in this region. There was a thing that people knew. It was like NLP, but it was something more niche than NLP that not many people knew. So, and I knew it, so I could teach other people around the topic. So that's the same thing like with transurfing. Not many people know about the thing. I know about the thing, so I can attach myself to the topic until I become relevant. So that's one way. Another way would be to in the feedback loop of me actually speaking to people. I mean, we have a few entrepreneurs here. I don't know if that idea of you kind of knowing what to do, but then for whatever reason not being able to do it, if it resonates with anybody here, if you kind of have had that in the past. I was looking at the reactions when I was speaking about that. Didn't really see much of a reaction.
Yeah, there's just not a lot of people here to get the reaction that would be necessary to get the reaction. So, but here's what I can tell you. I don't mind you posting in the community about that. And I don't mind you saying, hey, anybody that wants to have some, I basically what you'd be doing is they would be getting free coaching from you, but you would be getting free content that actually matters, that you could be posting online as examples, and it would give you credibility because they see you working with random different people. And this is what these groups are for, in my opinion. This is like in my Make Once Free, you could go in there and I'll have a heyday with it. I promise you that there's people in there right now that if you said, I'm giving free coaching on action taking, and getting the thing done and getting things built, Mike said it's cool, I'll go in there and say, yeah. Okay. And then you could go in there and you could get free content and they get free coaching. And it's great. I mean, these are things that you can actually do. Yeah.
Okay. So yeah, basically the next step, that's why I even raised my hand to ask the question, would be to actually figure out what the exact offer is. I mean, that makes the most sense. So, and also what I wanted to ask you, so you said 30 days of lives, no worries, I can do that. And you said I will crystallize what my offer is in that process. Do you mean in the interaction with my audience, or do you just mean by speaking on it?
It's going to be both, because
I don't feel like too many people, and I might be wrong. I'll do it, and then I'll see. I don't have to, but I don't, because that channel hasn't been active for a long time. I don't feel like too many people would come to watch the lives, but I'll do it anyway.
Just assume nobody will show up.
Yeah, exactly. That's why I'm asking, because I could do it like for 30 days, nobody shows up. I mean, somebody will show up, but nobody could show up.
You'll be surprised
I still don't know
what
what the
happens.
offer is. Okay, no worries. Yeah, I'll do that.
It'll start out one person will bounce on and get off. And then it'll be like one person will get on and get off. And then the next day it'll be like 1, 2, get on, get off. Maybe 1, get on, off. Then about by day like 10, you have like 4 or 5 people watching consistently. By day 20, it could be 10, 20, 30. It compounds. It doesn't just one up, one up, one up. But here's the crazy thing, and you know that already. The crazy thing though is this. Yeah. When you get on and make it a point, just like going to the gym every day, and you say, okay, for 1 hour every day, I'm going to get on and do a live on YouTube. And you could treat it as like killing 3 birds with 1 stone. And that is the 1 stone is going live, obviously, every day. If you do it at the same time every day, people get used to that. You become their cup of coffee in the morning, that kind of thing. Like it's that routine we want. Every day at 11, that announce that. But here's the other part, okay? The other part is this. You can treat it as, this is how I'm going to create my course. And you could write out your entire course. You could write out 3 to 10 bullets or whatever it is that you need for that day's training or whatever. And you don't tell them that you're creating the course, but they're getting on, and these topics are going to be just awesome because you're creating a course. They're going to be like, oh shit, this is really cool. They aren't going to be able to plug it in and put it together. You'll provide lots of value. Some people will pick it up, but towards the end, what will happen is you'll have this amazing course that was built with people in it, because there'll be questions at the end, but you got to control the conversation. So when you go live, you go, guys, I'm going to teach this topic. At the end, I'll open up for Q&A. That's when I do Q&A. So if you want, put your questions in the comments or wait till the end, because you got to teach your course, that part of that module of the course, the 30 days to take action course, whatever. At the end, all of your course now has built in, they're not even customers, but it has built in Q&A and actual people in it, right? So this makes the course even more powerful, and they didn't have to pay for it. They didn't have to opt in. They didn't have to do anything. They will love you afterwards. And then at the end, you take all those things off and you put them inside your program, or just leave them in. People will have no idea. That happens. 2, your entire offer gets made right there. In 30 days, you have the most awesome offer, and you just tell everybody what happened. You tell them the story of what you did.
So this is what you might have just said, and I misunderstood. But the idea that I had was something that, while you were speaking, something that I had in my mind in the past as well, would be to actually create something that I know is like very, very powerful. That in general, I would actually have people pay for, and maybe do a 30-day run of me just giving away of that powerful thing, knowing that I can, whenever I decide, retract it and kind of put it on private. And then 2 things would happen. I would actually be excited about teaching it. I would know it's powerful. And if anybody checks in, I'll see their reaction. Maybe they feel like it's powerful as well. If people actually start checking in, then I can, of course, retract it and put it as a program behind lead magnet, wall or a paywall. Is that what you said?
100%.
Oh yeah.
And
that's exciting.
It's a very natural way to do it too. You think about it. Like that seems like the right way to do something like that. Trying to create something under the assumption that people are digging it, and here's the other thing. If let's say module 3, which would be like, let's say day 3 of your going live, if you messed it up or you didn't say it wrong, you can do that one again and again the next day until you get it right. And then you can keep working, and you can keep talking about that same topic. And I wouldn't even worry about the audience outside of helping them get their questions answered and getting feedback from them and listening to them, because this is also part of a test, right? But then I would also, I would learn about your delivery. You could take so much of those little pieces of that training and use that as short form content, emails. You could transcribe it, turn it into tweets, this would turn into a just absolute power value pack for you. And you will learn what the offer needs to be based off of the feedback you're getting back in the comments. And when you're going live, people will tell you, they'll be asking you questions. These questions become like the bullet points on your offer page. It becomes everything that you need for your sales message.
Okay, so I don't want to hold anybody too long, but I mean, just to mention that. But okay, so the intermediary step, which I'll definitely do, is 30 lives. And with this idea, the end goal of all of that is actually for me to figure out the problem solution formula, right? Is that what I'm kind of aiming at?
Yeah, in my brain, I feel like you're doing 3 things. Number 1, you're creating a course. It can be the 30-day the 30-day action, action happens course. Okay. Or it could be a bonus that you add to the main course. you're also learning how to communicate this message in a way that resonates the best with the audience, or just you're getting practice on it. Number 3, you're creating literally probably probably a year's worth of like short form content and all of this stuff, because you can take all those bits and pieces and repurpose them and use them for all kinds of things. Because when you're teaching something, that's the real good content, right? That's the stuff where you're not asking, it's just pure value. But people, here's something that I've learned over the years, and I used to be scared of this, and like kind of you said, oh, I don't want to give that away. It's an actual method. It's an actual whatever.
Yep.
I used to be afraid to give that stuff away. And what happens here is people can't take your 30 days of lives or go through your YouTube channel and put it together in such a way that it does the job, right? Even though you could teach everything, you could teach the best stuff you got. You could teach it online, and nobody has any clue that is your program, that is your course. All they know is that it's incredible amounts of value, and that they're like, damn, this guy's good. And then when they join your program, it is, of course, more refined, more structured, but most importantly, they have the aspect of this live community. They have aspect of live connecting with you on calls like we're doing right now, and nothing can compare to that. So if you'll take your very best stuff and just give it away for free, or use social media as a live teaching environment to create your programs, you're going to create the best stuff you've ever created. You will have the best following. You will have the actual following you need. You can go deep on things, and you can just do all of these things will happen all at once, and people will not put 2 and 2 together. I promise you.
What do you mean?
They
what
will
do you mean
not
by-
think, well, Stefan just put his whole course online. So, I mean,
Yeah,
like, why would I buy his program? They ain't even going to know.
No, yeah, I don't even worry about it. The good thing
Okay,
is
okay.
I just want to figure out the way, kind of what the next step would be like, because which is a good position to be in, praise the Lord. I don't really need to make this work immediately or whatever. I don't really need the money, because thankfully the business that I already have is producing. So and also the high ticket thing and stuff like that. So I'm just like asking to see, kind of to get this working, even if it was just me getting an audience just speaking about this and not even selling anything for even a year. I wouldn't really care. I just want to figure out how to nail the audience, the potential offer, and just kind of get the thing going. So this is very useful. So yeah, I don't really need to. I'm not really worried. I just want to get the conversation going with my
No,
my people.
I got it, man. I think,
Yeah.
I mean, at the end of the day, overarching to nail the final nail in the coffin here, or whatever you want to call this.
Yeah.
I would say that practicing live and building with them is the best testing ground, offer finding ground. People promote what they create. It's, to me, the best possible way to figure all this stuff out. And you won't have to ask any questions, because it'll be blatantly obvious.
Okay, amazing.
You will not only grow your audience, your following, and your authority, you'll also have all the market tests done right there live.
Yep.
You will grow your YouTube channel, probably get monetized within 30 days, if not less. You'll be surprised how fast you will get there. Like, it goes so much faster than you think when you go live. Because I have no heavy action or anything like that on social media. Like, nobody really even, like, I'm nobody on social media. But when I go live and do those things, and when I went live on YouTube, I got monetized within like 40 days. And I don't even have, like, nobody watches me. Like, but the people that do are the people that I want. And, that's all I care about. I'll take all the growth I can get. I'll take everything, right? Anything that's good and valuable, I'll take it, right? But all I do know is that going live on YouTube, they love that. You're going to find all the answers, because the market will just be telling you. anybody that's trying to figure out what offer to make or what works and what doesn't, just go online, man, and start talking about it.
Mm-hmm. Yep.
Nothing beats that, man. And here's the other thing that I've been thinking about a lot too is just from my own experience with like, you know, Michelle has like 40 some thousand people in her community. One thing that I've learned there is, you know, you can go to these things where, you know, back in the day, they were networking events, right? You know, you'd go meet up at a place and pass around business cards and all this horse crap. And you would, and I mean, it still happens, but the thing that you can do is there's, like you said, these communities, like these groups, you can go out there and listen, nobody's going to get mad if you join a community or a group and you blow everybody away with unbelievable amounts of value and knowledge that is just free and you don't ask for anything in return. You don't ask for nothing. You don't promote yourself, nothing. You just drop bombs and leave. That will, it is incredible. Like, I mean, my email list after I did a couple live events with Michelle and then did a training in her thing, my email list just flies up by hundreds of people at a time. Because she just has her customers in that group. I mean, she put her customers in there, then her customers got customers and put them in there, then her customers got customers and put them in there, and it just kept compounding. The thing grows like a freaking weed. You know, it's very smart, it's chaotic, it's, you know, it's lost its like primal tight energy, but it still does an amazing job. And you know what the number one thing is, we were actually talking about it when we were driving over here this morning to the house, is because we're going to be working on the mastermind over the next 3 days. It'll pretty much be damn near launched. But she goes, I just go in there every day. And she goes, I ask about 3 questions in the community, like as posts. And she goes, I really listen to the responses and then I create content around that and post it in there. Questions are the answer. Go into these communities, ask questions. You're going to find out so fast, man. And just anybody listening, like it is, man. Like I used Facebook or TikTok Live for this.
Yeah, I would use that too. The reason that I'm asking the question is because if I went live or created content for TikTok from here, I would get shown to people who do not speak, who are not my target audience in the US. I'm trying to figure this out. There are a few potential solutions, getting a SIM card from the US and then changing region, stuff like that. Some say it works, some say it doesn't. I'll figure that out. So that's why I'm asking. I don't really have a platform at this moment to go and speak to people, but I'll definitely do the Facebook group, school, like just starting speaking to people.
School would be another good place for you to get into these free communities.
Yeah, forum searches, just stuff like that. I've already done a bunch of that work previously, but I'll do it again to actually restart conversations with people, and then I'll get on YouTube. And so would you say, so basically if I understood you, would be create 30 mini presentations, like a full course, and start going live on those?
You know, it doesn't have to be 30 days. It can be, you know, 215.
No, I'll do it for 30 days. Yeah.
Yeah, well, I would just keep doing it. It's a freaking hour, man. What I would do is you could create your whole, and it could be a 15 module program, then another 15 module program, then another 15, or it could be a 10 module, whatever you got, whatever it is, just keep doing it and building out programs live. Because you can always go back and you can, you know, recreate and make them better. Here's the crazy thing though. One super, and yes, that's what I'm saying. But the most, I think one of the most underrated things, and I think Hormozi talks about this too, if I'm not mistaken. Maybe he does. I don't know where. I think I heard him talk about this stuff, but this is an old school thing that kind of got, I think, brought back into the picture again, just good old fashioned hand-to-hand combat. But one of the best things that you can do is either go into school communities or Facebook groups or any kind of groups or any kind of social medias and search as if you are your customer searching for the solution. Find the videos that are already being watched and attached. Go down in the comments and leave a comment that is better than the damn video they just watched. Leave a comment that is so power packed and badass that people just have no choice but to upvote it, or they reply, or they follow you. Nothing beats that, because if there's a bunch of conversation happening out there online because think about it, there's people already that are attracting. It's like, if you're going to sell Bibles, you go set up your table outside of the church, not the biker bar, right? If you want to sell Bibles, go find a church, set your table up outside of the church. You want to sell water, go to a hiking trail that's really hot in Arizona, and right where everybody leaves the hiking trail, put up your water bottles for sale sign. Okay. Go where the people are already at. Go where the people are already eating. I see this at every football game I go to. At the end of the San Francisco game against Dallas, nobody's seen these people the whole time we were there. Everybody left the football game. It was a late night game. All these dudes come flying down the street with hot dog carts, and they were cooking fajita, like vegetables. So they had that smell just rolling in the air. They were selling out of hot dogs faster than you could even put them in the damn thing. Like it was amazing. I was like, whoa. It was like a system they had, man. Like 30, 40, 50 hot dog carts and steak carts come flying out to the crowd. And I went to go get a hot dog, and they were sold out, and they just had got there. I was like it blew my mind. I was like, wow. My point in saying is this: every social media platform already has this. They have people going to these videos that get the most views and all this, and they're asking questions down in the comments. Or you can just leave a comment that will blow people's minds, actually, like, provide real good, solid, like, value. Don't take away from the creator, but add to what the creator said, or just, bounce off of it and like leave your 2 cents, but add value. Dude, you will build such a following. I know big time like people making 7 million a year that this is like their primary tactic.
Yeah, I've done that many times and gotten a bunch of subscribers just doing that. And I know actually people who've built million subscriber audiences, and when they were starting out, they were doing primarily this strategy. Like, there was one guy I remember a few years ago when COVID started. I would see that guy comment everywhere with very useful comments, always upvoted. And I recently saw one of his channels, and he had like a million people on Instagram, and had a couple of, maybe even a million or something like that on YouTube. That's how he was.
It just makes
he got
sense,
initial
right?
audience.
Like, nothing beats the proof. Like, nothing beats proof. Nothing beats going and showing people the actual thing. Like, you could come up with the best headline and funnels and VSLs. You could have the best people in the world create the best marketing plan for you about how you can fly, but nothing's going to beat you going outside with a group of people or a camera and saying, "Watch, guys," and fly off into the air. Nothing beats that. So whenever you think about doing marketing, and I'm not just talking to Stefan here, I'm talking to whoever's listening, the best thing you could ever do is just show me. This has been my style the whole time. I'm like, you guys, here's how a funnel works. And then I show them. Hey guys, here's how to create a video. And then I just show them. Or here's how to edit this, or here's how to set this up, or here's how to do this. And I just show them. Nothing beats that. Oh yeah, you can bench 500, huh? All right, we'll do it. You do it, you're like, okay, he can do that. And then they'll tell other people, yeah, he can do that. That's all you got to do. If you can help people, go find people. If you can help people take action, man, which, go find people that are, how do I take action? There's all these videos where it's like,
Yeah.
Go down there and blow their mind in the comments. Drive into one of your lead magnets, or blow their mind in the comments and say, hey, and just, by the way, I wouldn't even say that. I wouldn't even say follow me on the YouTube's channels.
No. I did it in Serbia. Yeah, basically I would just say, I just posted the video on the similar topic like a few days ago. You can check it out. Like, but drop it somewhere in between the sentences, and people would come. If the comment was,
or you don't
useful.
even have to do the call to action. They will literally go to your channel, and they will see that you are going live every day. And that's where you use your banner up at the top, and you're like, live every day at 11 p.m. or whatever it is, right? They'll just show up and be there. And if you're bringing value, get in and get out, man. I mean, yeah.
And also, if anybody's listening in the future, like, if you want to have them check your YouTube channel without you having any call to actions, have a a good profile picture on YouTube and a good proper name, because then they will click. If you're an anonymous, they don't click.
And I don't even, if I'm down in the comments looking at stuff, if I see like their pictures like a cat or like some silly looking thing, I don't even care what they're even saying. They could be saying the most amazing thing. I won't even look at it because I'm like, and maybe that's a bad whatever. I don't care whatever it is. That's how I operate. I'm like, if you don't have the decency to upload you know, a cat, or some like cartoon shit, like what, like, I don't know. Anyway, that's just a judgmental thing that probably isn't real, but it works for me. All I'm saying is it probably would work for you if you had a better looking profile. The other thing is just consistency, showing up, providing value, doing the actual work, putting it in, giving people stuff for free that earns their business, and following up with them and showing them that you can actually do it, making offers. Listen, at the end of the day, here's the number one golden thing if you want to make money. If you ain't making offers, you ain't going to make any money. So you have to ask yourself, how many offers have I made today? How many offers have I made today? How many times have I or my content been in front of somebody today asking them to buy my product? If you are not making offers, you are not making money. So if I get to people and they're like, I'm not making any money. I'm like, how many offers have you made today? Well, okay. Till we can make offers every day, we ain't going to be making money. So that's just, I don't care what you want to call it. I don't care what you say. If you're not making offers, you ain't making money. And if you're not showing somebody the problem you're solving and how you solve it, why would I buy your thing? It doesn't have to be this, amazing VSL like Sam Ovens used to make and all the guys and everybody that, listen, it can be, I love, and I'm going to end it on this. Frank Kern said, whoever it was that he heard it from, I think it was, I can't think of his name. He just says, sometimes the best way to sell a horse is put up a sign that says horse for sale. Okay. And if you really think about that, a horse is a horse. We don't need any explanation. The proof is right. There's a goddamn horse standing there. Okay. There's a horse. That's a horse. When you create an offer, it should be that simple. I shouldn't have to be like, is that real or not? Like, no, there's a horse standing right there. There's a sign beside it that says horse for sale. You don't need any more information than that. If you say to somebody, hey, you're not getting anything done, you keep procrastinating, you start out and then you quit on yourself, you do not follow through, you do not get this stuff done, and there's something wrong right there. Well, listen, I figured out how to do this. Here's my system of helping you do this, and here's why it works, and here's who it's worked for. Join at this price. Here's what you get. I'll see you inside. Like, it can be that simple. And then you have to be consistently showing up, and they got to be any kind of like trail of your existence online that they find of you. If they find you on this platform talking about this stuff, and then over here they hear you talking about this stuff, and then over here they see this comment, you're completely off base over here, you're talking about something completely different over here. But if everywhere they find you on social media or Google searching you or Google imaging you or looking at you, anything, and it's always the same thing you're talking about, for me, how to make money online, how to sell digital products, how to do that's that consistency thing. One day you go to Target, it's red inside, the next day it's green and it's called, tree. Like that doesn't work, right? Like every day it's the same. You can go into any Target anywhere and you know where stuff's at because it's all the same everywhere you go. That's that consistency. And when you're telling somebody every day that you're going to go live at a certain time, then, do your best to be there. Like, it's like, yeah. So, okay, I'm getting off of here, but listen, I just created a training prior to getting on here, and I call it the AI dialogue micro commercial. And this morning, when I got out of bed this morning, I was thinking of like what the 90-day video was going to be today. And I was like, you know what? I also have a list here of, I needed to create some commercials because I want to create I'm going to create like, I don't care if I got to create 100 different ones to find one. I'm going to create a bunch of micro commercials that I can insert into the content because I'm going to be creating lots of content that Logan's going to be editing. And instead of me having to do call to actions, I just want to focus on delivering value in my content. So what I want to do is I want to have whatever you want to call it, a vault or a collection or a library of all these little miniature commercials that sell Make Once Pro, DG Mastermind, the new Mastermind coming out. And so I was like, well, I went over to my phone. It was like this, sitting on my nightstand, and I literally clicked ChatGPT on. I hit the voice thing, and I said, "Hey, I'm getting ready right now." I literally was talking to it like this. Is like I just told it like it was like a human standing there. I was like, "Hey, I'm getting ready right now. I'm brushing my teeth. I'm getting my shirt on, all this stuff. But I need to create some micro commercials. What I want to create a dialogue with you. I need you asking me questions so that I can pull out the right stuff. But can you create a bunch of questions so that I can create a 30-second micro commercial for Make Once Pro?" Certainly. And it started asking me all these questions. I was like, holy shit, these are, and I would just answer it back. And so what I did prior to getting on here is, which I got on here a little bit late, but the reason, or what I created was I actually did it live setting right here. That's why my phone's on this little thing setting right here. I did a training that shows this AI dialogue micro commercial thing. And I created a micro commercial live, 30-second one, using ChatGPT. ChatGPT was asking me questions. I answered the questions, and now I can go back. I can edit out her talking, and I can edit out anything else, and I can make this little micro commercial. You can do the same thing, and this can help you tremendously to get it done. Okay. We all know the power of dialogue and talking back and forth. Okay. So yeah, very amazing session today. I'm excited for you, Rainer. You're going to find it so simple. And yes, very, very good. So
Thanks
Bill,
for
so
everyone.
okay, very good. All right, we'll see you later, brother. Good luck. Let me
Appreciate
keep
you
me
all.
updated on this. I'll be here tomorrow, you know. So let's see what you can get done tonight.
Thank
All
you,
right,
Mike. Just wanted to thank
yeah,
you and
Stefan.
everybody else.
Thanks,
Very,
everyone.
very useful. By the way, guys, one last note. If you use ChatGPT, I just wanted to drop this because Mike was speaking about this. Very useful question. Just if it has your history, just ask it. I'll drop it in the group. What do you know about me that I might not know about myself based on our past interactions? Bro, like the things it gave me, it knows me better than I know myself or anybody knows me. And then I ask it, if you were to give me the most important advice, I'm saying this because other people will watch, the most important advice, and it can be one thing or a few things to make me more successful, make me win faster, grow faster, what would it be based on the previous question? Like it got straight to the point.
Oh,
Like,
and
it's
another
so
one on
powerful.
this, just to add to that, because you just you reminded me. Here's another one. Take one of your videos, transcribe like one of your content videos, transcribe a bad one, transcribe a good one, put the transcription in ChatGPT and say, what could I do to make this video better? Or what is making this video work and actually get views? And it'll break it down into bullet points what it is, and you can just do more of those things or less of those other things. And that's it's kind of like along with what you just said too. That's good. That's solid. Thank you. Yes,
I'll do
please
that as
post
well.
that in the
Yeah,
group.
amazing.
That's awesome. All right.
I
Have a
will.
nice
Thank you,
one.
team.
Thanks,
Take
everyone.
care, guys. Thank you for being here. I'll see you guys again tomorrow. See ya.